I I recently did a body language video on Vice President Pence and the CDC guy that was giddy and smiling and thought the coronavirus was hilarious. His behavior was inappropriate for what the discussion was, is what I'm trying to get to. So I click on this live coronavirus outbreak, and I don't know who this woman is, but oh my God, am I glad she is in the position she is. So let's listen to her.
We live in a world where 33% of Americans put off medical treatment last year. And we have a $1,331 expense, conservatively, just for testing for the coronavirus. Dr. Redfield, do you want to know who has the coronavirus and who doesn't?
Yes.
Oh, he's not smiling and giddy now, is he?
Not just rich people, but everybody who might have the virus?
All of America.
No eye contact when he says that. Do we believe him?
Dr. Redfield, are you familiar with 42 CFR 71.30, excuse me? 42 CFR 71.30. The Code of Federal Regulations that applies to the CDC. 42 CFR 71.30.
I think if you could frame what it talks about, that would
This is one of the best parts. She's about to school his ass.
help me. I
Okay,
don't relate.
Dr. Redfield, I'm pretty well known as a questioner on the Hill for not tipping my hand. I literally communicated to your office last night and received confirmation that I was going to be asking you about 42 CFR 71.30. This provides the director may authorize payment for the care and treatment of individuals subject to medical exam, quarantine, isolation, and conditional release.
That I know about, and my office did tell me that. I just didn't know the numbers, ma'am. That's Congresswoman.
Great, so you're familiar. Dr. Redfield, will you commit to the CDC right now using that existing authority to pay for diagnostic testing free to every American regardless of insurance?
Well, I can.
He's part of the elites. He's part of knowing about Agenda 21. So he's trying to get out of answering this question as he cares about all of us Americans.
Say that we're going to do everything to make sure everybody can get the
not
care
good
they
enough.
need.
Reclaiming my time. Dr. Redfield, you have the existing authority. Will you commit right now to using the authority that you have vested in you under law that provides in a public health emergency for testing, treatment, exam, isolation without cost, yes or no?
About to try to give another lame brain excuse and your normal political answers I'm going to review. But listen, it gets good.
What I'm going to say is I'm going to review it in detail with CDC and the
I'm
department.
reclaiming my time. Dr. Redfield, respectfully, I wrote you this letter along with my colleagues, Rosa DeLaura and Lauren Underwood, Congressman Underwood and Congressman DeLaura. We wrote you this letter 1 week ago. We quoted that existing authority to you and we laid out this problem. We asked for a response yesterday. The deadline and the time for delay has passed. Will you commit to invoking your existing authority under 42 CFR 71.30 to provide for coronavirus testing for every American regardless of insurance coverage?
Sounds like if he cared about Americans and about this epidemic or pandemic that's going on, that would have been something that he would have read and had full knowledge of. But in true fashion, he has actually no clue.
What I was trying to say is that CDC is working with HHS now to see how we operationalize that.
Dr. Redfield, I hope that that answer weighs heavily on you, because it is going to weigh very heavily on me, and on every American family.
Our intent is to make sure every American gets the care and treatment they need at this time of this major epidemic, and I'm currently working with HHS to see how to best operationalize it.
Well, he's super convincing. I now completely trust him.
Dr. Redfield, you don't need to do any work to operationalize. You need to make a commitment to the American people so they come in to get tested. You can operationalize the payment structure tomorrow.
I think you're an excellent questioner, so my answer is yes.
With all seriousness, is this guy a complete tool or what? How dare he respond to her like that? She is taking us as individuals into perspective of needing to be tested if we have the symptoms. However, it's outrageously expensive. I think $400, if I remember right, listening to her. Don't quote me. But to say to her, I think you're an excellent question asker. Like, that's what's on his mind right now. Like, this guy needs to be fired bad. Like, now, yesterday. So if she was a shitty question asker, he would say no. Like, that's what the decision was based on. I think you're a great question asker. So the answer is yes. Is he delusional? I am pissed.
Excellent. Everybody in America hear that. You are eligible to go get tested for coronavirus and have that covered regardless of insurance. Please, if you believe you have the illness, follow precautions. Call first. Do everything the CDC and Dr. Fauci, God bless you, for guiding Americans in this time. But do not let a lack of insurance worsen this crisis.
And I would just like to echo what you said.
His basic response was, I'm just going to piggyback off what you said, and yeah, that sounds great. Sounds real concerned about, he sounds real concerned about us Americans, and I cannot believe he holds the position. He needs to be fired and give the position to someone who gives a shit.
It's a public health, a very important public health, that those individuals that are in the shadows can get the health care that they need during this time of us responding to this outbreak.
Well, thank